So with all this information coming out, we have gotten some more Daredevil information. I don't know why, dude, but they just keep fucking referencing Daredevil, and it's really painful because they're not going to give it to us, They're not going to give us a cameo. They've already confirmed that there's going to be no heroes, but let me explain what this guy said from Game Informer. He said, "During one of my aimless web-swinging exploration moments, which I love, by the way, you just find this shit randomly throughout the city, I heard a subtle ping sound that indicated a backpack was nearby. I stopped dead in my tracks and scoured the area to locate its origin point. After locating it, Peter discovered it contains a sole business card that was handed to him by a certain Matt Murdock. This card reads, 'Nelson and Murdock, Attorneys at Law,' and featured Braille writing on it. As you look at the card, Peter shares a funny story about meeting Murdock." Listen, I think that's so freaking cool. That's so amazing. I doubt that it's gonna be like actually, a Daredevil reference. Like he's gonna name drop Daredevil, but he's certainly going to talk about his story with, Matt Murdock, which is pretty cool when you look at it. When you talk about it, when you say it out loud, it is pretty cool that we are getting like a full-fledged story about Spider-Man or Peter Parker meeting Matt Murdock, which is I think that's one of the coolest things ever. It's a great Easter egg, and honestly, I feel like they're just trying to establish a bunch of characters that are in this universe to set up something in the future. I don't think that it's going to be like a huge gaming universe, but a cameo from like Daredevil that sets up his own game. Kind of like, think about like how the Punisher entered season 2 and then of course got his own spin-off show. Imagine if in the second game of Spider-Man PS4, whatever they call it, if Daredevil appears and cameos, they bring in more heroes to make the story a little bit more diverse. If they do that, then they can easily make a spin-off game with Daredevil, and I think that would be so amazing. I think that would be really cool. It could open up the Marvel gaming universe, and it gives us a game from a character that we haven't had ever, from one of the developers who they're like one of the most it's the most anticipated game this year, besides like maybe like Battlefield 5. That's not a lot of people are really into that right now. Call of Duty, it's Call of Duty, it's Battlefield. I would say like Red Dead Redemption, that's pretty anticipated. Is it more anticipated than Spider-Man PS4? I don't know. That's literally somebody's opinion. In my opinion, I'm more anticipated for this game than I am for Red Dead Redemption, but that's because I'm a Spider-Man fan. I'm a comic book fan. But honestly, it is one of the most anticipated games by a developer that is so passionate about this character. And if their passion bleeds over to more characters, let's say they just start reading more characters. Maybe the team just kind of rambles through a bunch of characters in Marvel that they can do, and they just somehow happen to land on Daredevil and they like his stories. I think that would be pretty cool. I honestly think it would be pretty revolutionary for the gaming scope for at least Marvel. I think Marvel branching out and doing way more AAA games with much more characters, I think it's a good idea, and I think it's a good step forward to kind of just get Marvel more out there. They already got the comics, they've already got TV, they've already got, the movies. The next thing that they need to take over is video games. And what's the best way to do that? Bringing in some of your most popular characters from your comics, from your TV shows, from your movies. It's a great idea. It's honestly a great idea. And I really hope that they go in some direction of making him a cameo in the next game, or maybe some cool post-credit scene. I don't know. I just really hope that Daredevil is in this universe, and that maybe Insomniac can consider the possibility and the chance of them making a Daredevil game. I honestly would lose my mind. There's so much things you could do with this character. I want to see what Insomniac can do. Like, there's so many possibilities. I don't think you guys understand. It could all take place in Hell's Kitchen, or it could take place all over New York, but if you keep it more confined, then you have more ways to make Daredevil's abilities, a little bit more, I guess you could say, useful. Because if he's in a large city, it's going to be very difficult to be running around and stuff. But if he's in a very tight corner like Hell's Kitchen, that would be very, very interesting. I honestly would love to see that. And even mixing in Matt Murdock's personal life, like being a lawyer, with being Daredevil, they're already sort of doing that with Peter. They're already making Peter, they're already clashing his personalities together. if they did that with Matt Murdock, if they did that with Daredevil, dude, I would lose my mind. I think a lot of people would. It would be crazy to see that. Let him be a little bit more parkoury, you know? Let him do a little bit more crazy stuff. Let his Kane go ahead and be like a grappling hook or of course, a web swinging mechanic. That would be really cool for travel system. Or you could even do a quick, fast travel system? Yeah, that's what it's called. It's a fast travel system. They could even do that. I would be very happy if they did. I don't really care. I just want a Daredevil game where I could fight as Daredevil, have his own unique fight style. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, dude. It would be so amazing. And with his sticks and shit, I mean, yo, he would be so different from, of course, Batman's combat. Because, we can compare it. But I think that if they do this, like, with Daredevil, they can literally be 10 times better than the Batman games. I'm not even joking. I think that if they tell a good story and they just introduce him with great combat, it's like GG. You know, why would we want to ever play a DC game again if Insomniac would be able to make these great games? So I really hope, and this is just my opinion, I really hope that after like the Spider-Man sequel or even a trilogy, if they're going to do a trilogy, I hope they start doing a little bit more Marvel characters. And I know that they probably don't want to be tied down to just Marvel characters for their future games, and that's completely understandable. But, you know, if you're already setting up Spider-Man and you're building this huge world with the Avengers and you know, all these different characters like Doctor Strange and Black Panther, and you're, of course, mentioning Matt Murdock and even telling a story about meeting him, I think the next logical step for them would to be create more Marvel games for Marvel fans and, of course, the people that enjoyed Spider-Man PS4 and the universe that they built up. It's so possible. It's honestly something that I think a lot of people want, and honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I want it too. I want to see this. I want to see if they could do it, and if they can, oh my god, it would be so incredible. So that's it. That's all I got to say about that. I think that if they did bring him in, at least in a sequel or, you know, in his own game, I would lose it. I would love for them to do that, and it would be surely it would be fans' dreams come true if that happened. A lot of people want him to have his own game, and out of all the characters, I feel like he's the most probable one. He's the one that can, you know, probably be the best character in Marvel to make a superhero game about besides Spider-Man. I think we need a little bit more than just Spider-Man games for the Marvel games, you know. I think we need to branch out a bit, you know. Like Hulk and Spider-Man are the only two. I think we need a little bit more, and Daredevil is the perfect start. So thank you guys for watching. That's all I gotta say about that. It's very cool. We got more information coming through. I'll see you guys tomorrow in my next video. Peace out.